back in the league, Julio Jones, $6 million contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Julio, obviously coming off a down year, probably one of his worst career seasons by his standards. A new team in Tennessee. Now he has another new situation in Tampa. Quite an upgrade at quarterback when you talked about going from Ryan Tannehill to Tom Brady. The question when this signing went down is how much do the Buccaneers really need Julio Jones in that locker room? We're talking about a locker room that already has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, not to mention some depth behind them with Russell Gage, Rashad Perriman, guys that contributed last year like a Tyler Johnson or a Cyril Grayson. Is Julio Jones really a needed presence for the Buccaneers?
I don't think it was really needed. I just think they saw an opportunity with a good veteran wide receiver who, like you said, struggled in Tennessee. This might be a chance for him to rejuvenate his career and reignite it. Because like we said, Ryan Tannehill and him weren't great together last year. Pairing him up with Tom Brady, I mean, anybody gets paired up with Tom Brady, they're going to look instantly 10 times better than they normally are. So
the problem, though, is that Julio Jones has struggled to just be on the field the last couple of years. His hamstrings, I'm pretty sure he has just maybe one good hamstring left, maybe less than that. He was limited to just 10 games in 2021. In those games, he had 31 receptions, one touchdown. You know, Julio's never been a red zone monster. We go back to that streak he had without a touchdown. 2020 wasn't even a great year from him from a health standpoint either. Only 9 games started that season. So you look at the last 2 years, 19 games combined, age 33 for Julio. And I guess when a guy has those soft tissue injuries, I try and avoid them in drafts. Julio Jones, is he someone that even in a late round situation, you feel comfortable drafting?
Me personally, no, I wouldn't feel comfortable because like you said, it's still soft tissue injuries. I mean, as a former soccer player myself, I've seen a lot of guys go down with soft tissue injuries and stuff like that. And they've had very hard times coming back from them. And even still, they re-aggravate those injuries and they get injured again. So it's one of those things where can he actually just stay on the field? If he can, it might be good things for him. And him and Tom Brady might work well together. But if not, maybe it's looking like it's time to think about your career and what's going to happen.
What's a best case scenario for Julio Jones in 2022?
First and foremost, getting some touches. I mean, I think being a wide receiver 3, because you're still going to be, even though Chris Godwin has that torn ACL and he's quote unquote getting ready to be back for week 1. If he is, you have to be a wide receiver 3. But as you mentioned earlier, with all those different options that Tom Brady has in that wide receiver room, you even got Leonard Fournette who could catch footballs out of the backfield. So there's plenty of options for Tom Brady to throw to besides Julio.
They do have a change, obviously, with Rob Gronkowski officially retired as well. So all Rob's targets have to be accounted for. Right. They did sign Kyle Rudolph, another big-bodied tight end. But Julio Jones, when you talk about the prototype of a big-bodied wide receiver, you think about Julio, and what made him so special in his prime was his insane athleticism, his speed, his catch radius, just everything. Julio Jones was the complete wide receiver for solid 5 to 6 years there in the NFL. And it's disappointing that we haven't seen that Julio for quite some time. Again, when we talk about these late round flyer situations, I guess if you're like in a 14-team league, you know, we're talking about that really deep league, it couldn't hurt to have him on the end of your bench, but he's not someone that I feel comfortable in a week 1 situation coming out the gate, starting in my lineup. And even if you do have Julio Jones on your roster, I think he's the type of player that you have to just consider and be comfortable that he's going to have a question mark next to his name every single week. I don't think that's hyperbole to say that. He's literally going to have that Q next to his name every single week because he's going to take some veteran rest days. He's going to just need some time to recuperate those hamstrings, work on those soft tissues. And he's just a player on the downslope of his career. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he could be playing 3rd, 4th, sometimes even 5th fiddle in this offense that is the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I'm not targeting him. I'm not excited about Julio. This is probably best case for him from a pure football standpoint, but from a pure fantasy football standpoint, I don't love it. I think it's a move that you could just throw in the garbage, get it out of here. It's not going to work for you in winning championships this season.
Agreed, 100%.
But hey, maybe I'm wrong. So Slump Busters, let us know in the comments below. Are you going to be taking a chance on Julio Jones? Are you going to be taking a chance on those hamstrings of the future Hall of Famer? Let us know. Comments below. Hit that subscribe button. From Juju Talk Sports and Andrew Hagenbaugh. Stay safe, happy, and healthy, and we will see you next time.